loss prediction here.
Kickstarting things off, we're gonna go into our picks and bans. It's BJD on the blue side, BRU on the red side. Early on, we should be seeing some emphasis around that Gragas. We saw Gov play to high proficiency. In fact, Berjaya Dragons gonna lead off with the Singe ban.
That's an interesting one for sure. Remember when I said drafts were expected to be predictable coming to this one? Well, it's not anymore. 2 games of Singe in the regular season for the side of Buriram United, so I don't think it's a big pick for them. It's just very curious why they opt to ban it out.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice to get rid of that from Noel. I don't think they quite want to deal with that particular strategy. Again, like you mentioned, it might just be because they want to empower Asilia, and as a result, Singe just seems to be one of the counters. We do see a little bit of things like Fiora being flexed in these games as well. You know, we've seen some Fiora being flexed for BUE eSports, for example, in the jungle, being able to bring it to the Baron lane and the jungle. I think is a very interesting adaptation. So hoping to see some flex picks early on. BJD will continue by banning away the Rengar, and BRU ban away that Senna.
Yeah, Senna very expected, right? This is exactly what we talked about, and honestly, a bit of a throwback, right? But Divinity, I feel like Senna was a ban that they could have considered, because when you're looking to play aggressive bot lanes, when you're looking to really have your Dragon lane be the difference maker, Senna can be the equalizer. So I like this ban from BRU. I like the Camille ban. We talked about how Asilia might want to be playing split pushes here today. Getting rid of Camille, one of the biggest split pushing threats, who is also a flex pick, is a great call from BRU.
Interesting choice to ban away the Olaf, something that's not very heavily prioritized by BRU. It seems like Berjaya Dragons just simply don't want to deal with something like the Ragnarok, but like you mentioned, it's likely going to be the Ziggs that you put priority on, grab that early on because of how much it's able to impact the game.
Wow, who could have seen these first 2 picks coming? I sure couldn't. Ziggs and Varus, in my opinion, barring the banned champions, right? Ziggs and Varus are by and away, like way above the rest of the competition. These 2 champions are just broken in the meta right now.
Varus brings so much additional damage for relatively low economy and being able to play quite safe as well. You know, all these kind of factor together to perform quite well for this Dragon laner. That being said, Supporter will grab the Braum for himself, a pick that he has shown incredible comfort on and has great stats moving out from the Thai competition. Continuing on, BJD, we're looking at a Galio perhaps here.
Yeah, Galio would be very interesting for sure if they do lock this one in. That gives them the potential to flex both of their first 2 picks so far. Typically, you would not want to pair a Galio together with a Braum, into the Braum lane, so you likely won't see it flex the support. I do expect the Galio here to go over to Chili, and like we said, right, Ziggs I think could be a very big pick for Saki, and this is looking like a wombo combo team comp from BJD, right? You have the Jarvan come in, Cataclysm, throw in the Hero's Entrance, throw in the Super Mega Inferno Bomb, and Varus, man just cannot survive, right? He has a Zhonya's Hourglass, that's 1 stasis, it lets him dodge out of 1 combo. They have 2, so that makes it a very hard game for Kinemon for sure.
Yeah, it's also incredibly, it's very interesting to see BJD pull away the Jarvan away from BRU, especially since we see that Shiva's most played champion. The fact that they're able to target this, get rid of a lot of high priority junglers, the Rengar, Olaf, and the Kha'Zix, and then steal away Shiva's most comfortable one is a very nice move from BJD. I'm quite happy with how this one is shaping up, but like we've also mentioned early on, you know, when you give away the Ziggs, you're expected to grab the Twisted Fate in exchange. It just seems like such a default reaction.
Yeah, seeing the globals from the side of BJD in the form of the Galio, you want to make sure you have some sort of ability to match that. So actually here going for the Twisted Fate is very predictable and it's very understandable as well. TF Lee Sin, of course, such a strong duo combo. Point and click stun with the gold card lets you set up into the Lee Sin queues pretty freely, honestly, and that's going to be a very nice combo. I like that BRU have a lot of stable CC options. It just makes your team comp so much easier to play. With that said, though, they are very vulnerable to BJD's combo right now.
As BJD continue to press the issue, they're looking at a Fiora. Scylla, like you mentioned, is likely looking to outplay his counter opponent, take down Noel in the side lane.
He locks it in.
Build as much power as he can in the Baron side. It's a big lock-in. We're starting to see some life out from BJD.
Yeah, definitely. And this is gonna be a Kai'Sa lock-in as well. So that means Chili is gonna be playing the Ziggs in the mid lane, and we're gonna be seeing a Kai'Sa Galio Dragon lane up against Ferris Braum. And I'm gonna be honest with you here, Game Listen, I do not favor Sagi and Winter's odds in this bottom lane matchup. I think that Ferris and Braum should be able to bully out this lane, which means the whole game, once again, comes down to Acilia and what he can do on the split push Fiora. It won't be an easy time into a Renekton for sure.
A lot of hope and a lot of faith placed on Acilia and this Fiora to make plays happen for himself. But that being said, Noel, he's no slouch of his own. He is a very dominant Baron lane, and you have to watch out against this guy. As we take a look once again, the head-to-head matchups, BRU and Berjaya Dragons. Very aggressive moves from BRU.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, BRU's team composition across the board, I just really like it. It's such a solid draft, but Berjaya Dragons, what they have as well, barring the Dragon Lane matchup, I really like how it fits their identity as a team.
But here we have it. We're moving into game number 1 of this next best of 5 series. Berjaya Dragons up against Buriram United. A grudge match from all the way back in the SSC. Teams are looking to take this one away.
Yeah, for sure. And right off the bat, we see BRU sharing farm here in the middle lane, getting Noel a little bit of a lead for himself as he goes into the Fiora matchup. That's a matchup which you do lose at level 1. Renekton a very strong lane bully, but level 1 not the strongest. So I can completely see why he would want to dodge out the 1v1 at level 1, get some EXP advantages for himself, and play that one out from there.
Talk me through this early game a little bit, Omo, because you mentioned that BRU should win this bot side as a foregone conclusion. Should we just kind of ignore that until something else happens, instead put our attention towards the junglers, for example?
Well, I think the big one for us to put our eyes on, rather, is definitely this Baron lane matchup, right? Renekton Fiora, that's always going to be so volatile here. Renekton, if he has the ability to stack the waves, if he gets control of the waves, which I believe is happening right now, because once the wave bounces, he should get control, he should be able to stack his Fury up, and I love what we're seeing from Shiba. It's playing to exactly what we expect. They're gonna vertical jungle here, and they're gonna let Archony hard shove this waves, eat the honey fruit, shove the next wave, they're gonna dive top in 30 seconds. I think that's their game plan here.
They do also place the ward towards the bottom side, towards the Dragon Pit, to get information on where Syndicate is going to be, so he isn't able to make an easy rotation down towards the bottom side. We'll see how this one plays out. They are going to end up trading buffs, but Shiba's walking over quickly, and it looks like BRU has their number. They're going to respond and force away Syndicate. Yeah,
so opting not to punish a Baron lane matchup, instead going to snowball his own jungle matchup. Shiba here gonna get caught.
Yeah, have to hold that, as looks like first blood's over by the top side, but I think the action is going to continue in the mid lane. Dodges away from a decent amount, satchel charge, knocks back Archony, and things end there.
Alright, I can see how that one played out. Noel was setting up the wave for his team, and then he decided, you know what? You guys don't actually need to help me. I'm gonna solo kill this guy. Go and snowball your own jungle matchup. And Shiba is already up on camps. Noel is already solo killing, up on farm, crashing. And things are looking good for BRU. Look at the solo kill right here. Very stable stuff, right? Nothing out of the ordinary. Get on top of the Fiora, empowered stun. It's all about the prediction timings on the repulse. Get the ignite taken down, and barrier won't save you there, my friend.
And while we kind of missed out early on, I want to talk about this now. The summoner spell choices for Acilia as well as Noel. Acilia has opted for the barrier, whereas Noel has gone straight on Ignite, looking to take the action to your face, finds you directly there. How do you feel like this is going to impact the game as things progress?
Well, I think the big thing we want to pay attention to with a Fiora is he needs time, right? He needs to get on you, proc your vitals, and then really just whittle you down. Renekton, however, he doesn't care about that. When he gets Fury up, he can just get on top of you, go for the one-shot with the Ignite, and that plays together very well. There's a lot of synergy in these two kits. That's exactly why I think he went for the Ignite, and I mean, we saw it in action, right? We saw how effective it is, and Barrier could not save Acilia.
Yeah, we do see some interesting moves coming through from BRU. Buriram will look to try and vie for some control around the Dragon and around the river early on. But DJD have to acknowledge that vision control. Look at that line that they had previously established. Really did manage to find and spot out a lot of information for their side. This does mean Syndicate looks like he's going to have a pretty good start to the game. Able to farm up. He's going to reset now and come back to the game.
That's a very early gargoyle stone plate there for our man Syndicate, but that fits exactly into what he wants to do, right? He's not a damage dealer. He doesn't need to be a carry threat. Oh, Celia.
Here we go. They do manage to pop the Grand Challenge early on. Go-Kart comes through. Not enough time for the repulse. And Syndicate, he flags and drags into the face of danger. BRU not having any of it, though, just going to back off and head towards the turret.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about how Syndicate doesn't need to be the carry here, right? But with how hard Asilia is being shut down, solo kill into 3-man dive with the Destiny's Gate, oh, it's looking like a rough one. I mean, at this point, the main damage threat, the only damage threat is going to be Chili Ziggs. I don't even think they can contest this Baron. I love the rotation from BRU's bottom lane, the Dragon lane to just come up. They know they're not going to get traded on with the Dragon, and they just secure this Rift Herald. This means when they rotate back down to the Dragon lane, they're going to be able to secure the Dragon as well. But BJD, they might want to fight for that.
Yeah, absolutely right. Omo, a little bit early for the Baron, so Rift Herald going to be secured instead. And like you mentioned, no Dragon trade for Berjaya Dragons. It was a little bit too difficult. It seemed like they still have some feelings for the other Dragons. Not wanting to capitalize too easily. Instead, BRU have rotated over. They've grabbed the one objective and now looking for a second. It looks like it should be shred down pretty quickly. Doesn't seem like there's any response here.
I love the rotations across the board from BRU, right? You have Noel making a bit of a trip to the mid lane to see if he's needed. You have Kinemon and Spotted making a trip up towards the Baron lane to see if they were needed. It's just help your teammates out and they will help you out, right? It's a lot of flow going on in how BRU are rotating around the map. And honestly, Grandin, I'm breathing a sigh of relief here. I'm so happy that it looks like my predictions are not going to be wrong. Once again, BRU, they are looking so comfortable in how this game is playing out.
Still might be a bit early to call here, Omo, but at least the
you know me, I love to count my chickens before they've hatched.
At least you can count. I like that, but
I can count to 3.
Yeah. That's all you have to count to. So if you're right, we only see a 3-0 series.
Exactly.
That being said, I think we already start to see some early damage items from Noel. He's, I think, opted to dodge the Black Cleaver, instead go straight for the Blade of the Rune King. Really empowered that 1v1 dueling potential. So now he's stepping pretty aggressively. This is pretty ballsy from Noel. He moves right on the Syndicate. That's talking about that first damage. He's almost taken down a very tanky Jarvan. Supporters in here with the Glacial Fissure make sure Renekton is safe, and they force away BJD from their own jungle.
Yeah, that was just a guess appearance from Supporter. He wasn't needed. Shiba here just comes in to collect the blue buff.
Oh,
Noel is so strong. Oh no,
You do not see that coming, Isilla. No counterplay there.
Asila just kind of forgot about the people in his jungle. It happens, right? Like, I think there's just too many things to keep track of right now. He's getting completely shut down. His topside jungle is completely gone. His tower is gone. Noel here, level 9, looking like he's gonna be a 1v9 monster on this crocodile.
Yeah, we're looking Noel's skill up. By the same time, BRU still haven't used their Rift Herald. They kept it despite finding first turret in the Baron.
Yep.
This means they have a second chance to use it in the mid lane.
You know what that
example.
means, Gaminism? It's gonna go mid lane. We're gonna see Kinemon. He's gonna shoot that and what's that called? His ultimate? Corrupted Chains? Something along those lines?
Yeah, something
Chains of Corruption. I had it just the wrong order. They're gonna Chains of Corruption's Chili. They're gonna send him home when he's low health. Rift Herald's gonna drop, and that's gonna be mid lane turret and Buriram. They're just gonna keep the trade rolling here.
Yeah. We're having a master class here on counting the 3. It's not about saying the right skill names, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And again, it's 3 kills for BRU, so we are right about where we want things to be. They're starting to scale up a little bit, and things have reshifted in their tempo. Berjaya Dragons, to start things off, had wonderful vision around the map to match BRU, but as things have progressed, they're losing their footing here. BRU had managed to get control and very little vision control for BJD now.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a silver lining here for BJD, right? And I think that comes true in the form of Chili Ziggs. Chili's not typically going to be the hard carry for this team, but he's capable of doing his job. He's capable of leading the team when he needs to step up. That's just what veterans do. And I think on a champion like Ziggs, he should be more than capable of stalling out the tempo in this game. And then that brings us down to the question of we need to see the side lanes from BRU. There we go, we see the Herald on mid lane, but Chili's just going to be here to defend, no problem.
That's exactly what we were hoping for, but it looks like it still will go down. Over by the side, they're just going to skirmish, but this just confirms Rift Herald grabbing the second turret for BRU.
Yeah, and honestly, look at the gold counts right now. Look at the Destiny's Gate, not even needed.
Shiva fights 2 on the side.
Yeah.
Not sure what quite happened there.
Let me ask you a quick question, Gaminism. If one guy kills 2 people, can you call that a solo kill?
Yes, it's
solo kills.
Solo kills? Yes, I think that is how in fact it works.
Okay.
BRU, with massive tempo there, finds their 4th turret of the game, broken
That's
open
Yep.
the bottom side lane.
Look, it's 9 minutes in game. BRU have a 9,000 gold lead. This team, they're on form right now. They look hot coming into this game. I talked about how much I love their team comp, how stable across the board it is. Every role has exactly what it needs to succeed here. BJD, we really need to see some plays getting made. We need to see a Cataclysm into Heroic Entrance, into Inferno Bomb come true. And it needs to be on Kinemon. You need to blow his summoners. You need to make him feel pressured. He can't commit and shoot arrows at you off cooldown. I like the trade attack from BJD. But I feel like BRU, they're gonna get way more here in mid and bot.
Yeah, mid-bot Dragon as well. Might be a bit early to call time of death for BJD, but BJD, they're definitely having some struggle breathing here. So BRU,
Yeah, I mean,
just clear out
I know I've been
camps.
very clear that I'm in the BRU camp, right? But to be fair, Divinity did win game 1 as well.
Yeah, so that might be a false sign of life for BRU as they do manage to find the kickoff. Chains of Corruption will not be able to connect. Heroic Entrance comes in, over into the back. A nice flash from Kinemon. He dodges away. And now with the Glacial Fissure, they find good crowd control. The Shield of Buriram does not find anybody in that process. Still looking to move forward. Shiba nearly finds another. But BRU at least take one.
Yeah, you take one, and keep in mind, they have a numbers disadvantage here. Auxilia had to rotate down to this fight. Nice little poke there from the Ziggs. Chili kind of doing what he can. It's just that on a Ziggs, proactivity is not really in your favor, right? You don't really get to do anything of your own volition. You really just have to follow up on the plays that your team makes, and you can try your best to, recover tempo here and there with ultimates on waves, things like that. Let's take a quick look at the gold count. I think the big ones that stick out to me, Noel and Shiba, right? These two guys are so far ahead of their counterparts. One full item up, basically.
Yes, Noel. He can stare down 3 members, not even have to flinch, just walks away. He doesn't even feel like it. It's too much of a trouble, really, to fight 3 people by himself. The rest of his team, though, doesn't feel the same way. They're looking to maybe engage here. Winter will zone them away with the Shield to the run, so at least save some time there. Syndicate is by the side. It's looking like such a dream position for BRU.
Any position BRU takes at this point is going to be a dream position, Brandon, but Syndicate tries to go in.
Yeah, he might have made a mistake trying to jump back in. Nice catch. He's a lockstep in, but there we go with the Destiny Gate. They join into the fight. They're looking for the lockdown. Noel flashes forward. Berjaya Dragons running for the hills. Have to get a heck out of that dodge. But BRU find the fight in the jungle and now has splendid control across the map.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant kick coming in from Shiba. Just completely denies the engage attempt. Does so much damage with the percentage health. Scaling on that kick as well, and Noel at the end there, you kind of see that he didn't want to let BJD go. He flashes into their face, but I'm pretty sure he had no spells up, so we'll just have to back away from that one. And Buriram United right now extending the gold lead, 13,000, right? We kind of said we didn't need to count past 3, but we're already at 13. This is looking like a very dominant first match showing here from BRU.
Yeah, Shiba's now trying to dictate the pace of the game around the Baron, and it looks like BRU should have the means to do it. They're running Kinemon Severus. That gives them decent potential to, kind of force them onto this big objective. And as a result, Syndicate, he's had to walk in to look for this catch. Ends up getting kicked away. Shiba cannot quite confirm the first kill as the ultimate coming in for the Zig. Decent damage with the gold card. Aji, he's running forward. He has the Proto Bell. Decent damage back onto Sagi. One more hit will find it as they get the safeguard on. Killer Instinct over to the back. The concussive blow confirms the damage. They grab the kill. Sagi and Winter both dead.
Very nice from BRU. You love to see the aggression. Some mechanical mistakes here and there, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. At this point, it does not matter how you position, how you set up. If you're a BRU, you just take your wallet out of your pocket and you slap BGD across the face with it a couple of times. That's exactly what they're doing, right? They're crossing their T's, they're dotting their I's, taking all the external turrets, gonna set up a Baron right now.
Yeah, playing with some of that hedge fund money coming into well, BRU seem to have started this off much faster than BJD can try and match. They must have.
BJD can't even get here.
Yeah, they must have found some kind of. They must have bought into something that went to the moon because BRU is looking at some. What? 16,
look at those
17,000
buys. Did you see what just popped up next to BRU? They went home and then Archony just popped up with RSC. Kinemon just popped up with Cerildia's Grudge. 3 core items on each of their carries. The jungler as well. I feel like at this point they can start dumping some cash into some NFTs as well. They're just so loaded with gold.
Absolutely, and looking really fire here. Noel, take a look to that. Proto Belt, an aggressive choice. Not even going for the gargoyles, not going for the hourglass. Nothing about that safety life. He's all in for the damage, all in to grab that fight and start things off for the rest of his team. Kinemon nearly just takes down Chili. The chain combo to get a Vachni.
Oh no, Sagi.
should be able to find this here. Hero's entrance gives him the shield, and looks like Sagi barely gets away with the flash. Things are looking bad for BJD. Mid lane broken open.
Yeah, mid lane broken open, top lane broken open, their base is max, and it's looking like Nexus might be broken open soon.
Noel's over the side, solos off Chili, and things are looking grim for the Berjaya Dragons. First game looks to get confirmed for BRU. They're on to the Nexus, and there's no time left. BRU take game number 1.
BRU in such a dominant showing. I like that they even bought some Johnny's Hourglasses on their carries just in case the combo from form and they're showing here today. I would have to place them as the front runner for the entire group Group A rather, right? We expected that to be Divine, but Divine kind of crashed and burned coming in here today. So BRU United, with their form and with their pedigree, I think they're looking pretty solid here today. We've kind of shifted our analysis around from results-based analysis to, you know, just counting our chickens before our eggs have hatched. One game in, I'm already making the call. BRU are going to groups.
Yeah, BRU is a backup team. Taking a look
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
We're going to switch over to this instead as BRU start things off, banning away the Senna, Olaf, and Braum with Berjaya Dragons. They don't want to do the Renekton, don't want to do the Lee Sin, and no Camille as well. So BRU get first pick of the litter. It's Varus over that side.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty interesting decision, right? They've prioritized the Varus over the Ziggs. And this is once again, BJD, they're going to run it back. They're going to say our combo was not the problem. Maybe we changed the Fiora pick. Maybe we changed the Kai'Sa pick. But the idea of our team composition, Galio Ziggs, that was not the problem here. And I think I kind of agree with them. Ultimately, the Galio Ziggs didn't get to do anything, but that wasn't their own fault, right? They had no control of the situation. And I like BRU's adaptation. Once again, the TF worked. Let's stick with that. I don't think BJD, if anything, which is going to punish the TF pick too harshly. Ahri might be the answer here, but I really am skeptical of this because if you take the Ahri, you end up running triple AP with a Ziggs Galio bot lane, and your damage sources just get so overlapped.
We do see some interesting adaptations coming through as BRU go back on the Jarvan. This is the most played jungler in the high for Icon series. You know, they have been able to really make this one work, and it really shows their kind of macro gameplay and excels that so much more. But Berjaya Dragons, on the other hand, going for the Xin Zhao. You're trying to be a duelist or semi-bruiser in this matchup.
Yeah, the Jarvan pick as well, being a takeaway from the Galio Ziggs composition, I like that very, very much. I think it fits what BRU want to do. And I think both of these teams, I think the jungle picks are a bit more suiting for them now. Like we talked about, right? Shiba's most played jungle was Jarvan the 4th. BJD, they like these duelists. They like these fighter jungles. But something we really need to touch on, this Baron lane matchup here. Irelia against Darius. Noel has thrown down the gauntlet and said, your blind pick Fiora didn't work, but my blind pick Irelia is gonna win the game.
Yeah, Darius is going to be that second highest play rate champion for Asilia in the Malaysian Icon series, whereas Noel hasn't quite been known for his earlier play. His Renekton, of course, incredibly monstrous, dominating in fact, but we've seen little of this earlier, so this is definitely a very interesting matchup. I think we saw quite a bit of a gap happening there, but now with BJD, they're looking to try and initiate and start off this game strong. I don't think that is, I see those Lee Sin smash up, but I'm pretty sure that's a Xin Zhao. Yeah, the word says Xin Zhao. I trust the word. I know how to read. I can't see the pictures.
We've learned how to count, we've learned how to read, and now we're gonna see if Irelia beats Darius here today.
We're looking to count up to 2 for BRU, perhaps as we go into game number 2 in this best of 5 series. Bracket A match 2.
Sir.
Let's see how this one plays out, Omo.
Look, I'm gonna be very honest with you here. The 80 damage sources are so lacking from BJD.
What's the point of that doing?
Nice.
They find it. They find the bubble. They force the flash
So
away
good.
from Isil, and oh, what a start for BRU.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And Varus is so happy in the back dragon lane right now. He can just farm from a distance with his piercing arrows. How can Ziggs and Galio can't kill him? They can never get on him. He's not afraid of anything. I love this. I love the early action. Shiba is gonna burn a flash from Chili as well.
Yeah, he's sitting right there, and Chili, he detects something's
not.
gonna happen. He knows to back off. That was looking scary for a moment there. But he gets some good lane control, and this has enabled Shiba to walk through the mid side, but Syndicate will be here with the number trying to respond to this. The charm is not yet available, it looks like. Level 3 just an arm's reach away.
Yeah, exactly. And Noel, with the lead that he has, this mid advantage as well, Archony and Shiba are gonna keep moving to the Baron lane. They're gonna keep punishing for Noel's lane. They're gonna keep getting him leads. And it's gonna be so hard for Asilia to really do anything here. Once again, I think he's gonna get shut down in this game.
Hopefully we do see Acelia come online a little bit, but like you mentioned, double summon is gone. Saving grace though, Berjaya Dragons get some tempo towards the bomb side, towards the Dragon Pit, grabbing a pretty decent chunk of this jungle as well, grabbing some control around the river. But like you mentioned, Kitamon, he's happy to play this weak side Dragon lane. Doesn't really have to worry about it all too much as long as he doesn't get dived.
Well, the only reason it's a weak side right now is because Supporter went to do that little bit of a cheese gang in the Baron lane towards Acelia, and that's paying dividends, honestly. If you look at this, man just cannot farm. He's gonna lose 2-3 waves. That's gonna be 2 plates going over to Noel. Smooth sailing once again for BRU.
Yeah, this is devastating. You know, Acelia is really just working off of passive EXP at this point. That was a huge cannon wave as well. Stacking up, and now you see all these creeps coming in, gonna get cleared out.
He's gonna miss 3 waves.
Yeah, very important for Syndicate to make his way over to provide some assistance, but even in a 2v2, they don't quite win this, and now Archony looking to grab 5 pretty soon.
They cannot, yeah, they absolutely cannot, and that's because of this mid lane matchup. You take Ari into TF for the counter pick, but you don't get the prio. TF is gonna pot up. Oh, he cancels the pot. He doesn't.
Yeah, instead it's gonna be the mid lane losing out some tempo as Archony makes his way up to the top side, finds this first kill to get BRU on the board, and what a start, just 2 minutes 50 seconds into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching that one from the minimap. I saw the Destiny's Gate get popped. I saw Chili dash forward with the Spirit Rush. That's why it's on cooldown right now. He tried to cancel the pot, was not able to do so, and that's gonna be another kill. Oh, sorry, the first kill onto Acelia. But to be fair, he's basically already died like 3 times at this point with how much gold he's lost. Look at this. Shiba doesn't even need to use his combo on Acelia. He just comes in, smacks him with his spear once, and that's gonna be enough. And look at the gold lead right now. 2,000 gold for BRU with 1 kill off the back of excellent wave manipulation and gang timings to just deny Acelia from the wave.
And we haven't even seen objectives come online yet. Neutral objectives, Rift Tower and Dragon still both up for grabs in 15 seconds, in fact. Neither team has had to make a play there yet. And this has removed so much agency for Berjaya Dragons. They won't be able to fight towards the top side, really have to emphasize on Sagi and Winter. But like you mentioned, you know, Sagi on the Ziggs really doesn't have much agency on his own. Requires his team to follow up with him. But without your bruisers there to kind of set up for you, you're quite limited in what you can do as a Ziggs.
Yeah, like we talked about, right? Ziggs doesn't have initiative. This champion is broken. It does so much, but he lacks initiative. He cannot be proactive, and your impact on the game really comes down to what your team can pull off. Once again, I think BRU, they're going to pull off a double objective get. I think they're going to get the Dragon. I think they're going to get the Rift Herald, and I think they're going to get the game.
Berjaya Dragons doing their best to hold on as it comes through. The bubble will be able to find one, but it's a nice crescent guard to make sure that they don't have much more there. Nice use of the crowd control. It's layer after layer to find the kill as the hero's entrance coming in. It will stop without finding anybody, and they get 1 for 1 in the mid lane.
Shiba kind of psyched everyone out right there. I wasn't even expecting that one. He was just dancing the mid lane, went to Cataclysm, ultimately does get dropped, but it's still a 1 for 1, so not the worst case scenario for Berjaya Dragons here. That means that no objectives are going to be taken just yet, and that's good to know, right? Because at this time in the previous game, BJD had already blown up basically. This time around, a little bit slower, a little bit more still in it, I would say. Well, I
might called it a little bit too soon as Rafael is going to grab picked up. Noel is going to continue snowballing. Looks like he was the one that picked up the credit for that. I don't think this is the right call here, Syndicate. Walking right on top of the Scuttlecrab Vision Ward, the Scuttlecrab Shrine, I believe. Gives them vision of the Dragon being started up, and with Destiny and Gate available for Archony, I think it's a little bit too ambitious to try and grab that right now.
Yeah, there's just so much cross-map potential. Once again, Noel makes his way down to make sure his team can try to secure the objective. Ooh, Archony. Just a bit of a tap on Chili.
Nothing too much.
Flash from Acelia forced already.
Yeah, it takes away that. It's the Destiny gonna be proc. Looks like bomb side. They're gonna look for a fight here. Shiba will be the one to try and initiate. They jump in early on. Sagi forced to retreat as well as the rest of BJD. It's 3-4, so they don't have a good angle to go for this. Nice use of the change corruption. Shield the run should come out pretty soon. They're still holding on to that. They force them away. Kill them out with tons of damage. They try to make a miracle steal, but BRU will confirm this Dragon.
They cannot contest that because Chili had to go topside to take care of Acelia, who's just getting dumpstered right now. This might work out though.
Yeah, they find Noel as a kill in the top side, but Berjaya Dragons come online a little bit there. Do manage to trade back for 1, but like you mentioned, Dragon hits over the BRU in that time.
a little bit of a map split situation going on from BJD, and that's exactly what they need to do. They can't take the head-on fights right now. They are just not strong enough, and that's a very nice adaptation from Chile to just stay in the top lane, commit to the play, and they take down Noel, which is exactly what Assyria needs to get back in this game.
Maybe looking to try and commit from the bottom side. Doesn't seem to be the case. Let's talk a little bit about that. Getting Assyria ahead against Noel. Do you feel like at any point in the game, Darius is going to be able to get strong enough to deal with the Irelia, especially since we see the goal difference now shrinking to just about 300?
Yes, there will. Oh, hold that thought though. Kin name on.
Yeah, it just seems like clockwork. They go in, nice arrow to confirm the kill, but BRU, just good movements. Let's go back on that point. Assyria as well as Noel.
Look, there is a point in the game when Darius will just bully Irelia around, but we're never going to reach it. That's a fact. We are not going to reach the point. Darius, look at Assyria, right? He's out of the game. He's just getting shut out right now. Sure, they're trying to funnel some resources back into him, but it's just, I think, too little too late. He doesn't even dare to go for a 1v1 against Twisted Fate. He has no damage items, only damage plates, and BRU, they are punishing this attempt.
Yeah, we look at BRU up at the top side to get the Cataclysm as well as the bubble. It's good damage back on the Syndicate. Nearly finds the kill, but over on the side, they find the angle. They look for the flank, and Chile's joining in now. They're looking for a lot of damage onto Noel. Takes down the Irelia, and Berjaya Dragons with a stout defense force them back.
Yeah, BJD actually finding moves in this game. Oh no, Chile. You hate to see it.
This fight seems like it's been going on forever. Archery and Assyria are definitely trading blows here, playing tango and dancing around. It looks like Archery just has enough to kite away from Assyria there.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a much closer game than what we saw in the last one, right? But Berjaya Dragons, they're finding avenues to trade turrets. They're finding avenues to punish BRU's aggressiveness, and that's super nice to see here. The main thing I want to point out, though, is actually Assyria. His gold is starting to come back to a decent amount. He's catching up with Noel. It's just that he has no damage. So he's going to be a full tank Darius. It's going to be a tank Sintao. There's no AD damage sources for Berjaya Dragons. Once Shiva starts buying magic resistance, once Noel gets that wit's end, who's really gonna kill them?
Yeah, I love that you're bringing up that point, especially as we start to see a couple of the scaling items come through as well. You know, a lot of HP for Shiba, as well as the Rod of Ages completed for Archony. That's some of the stuff that we're definitely looking forward to. I think Skibby was surprised by how tanky a Twisted Fate can get with the Rod of Ages, as well as the Hourglass. Down the bottom side, though, it looks like BJD are looking for an angle to get a collapse off onto Buriram United. They're looking for Archony now. Almost managed to find it. That's the port they're trying to find it.
No.
He won't be able to channel it through, and he will go down Chile with the confirmed kill.
Yeah, Archony coping very hard right there. Oh no, well, nearly gets the solo, forces the flash. That means that the next time this happens, you are dead. Archony commits everything. Barrier, flash, Destiny Gate to try to get out of the situation that he was clearly dead in, and that was a big misplay.
They try to look for something in the mid lane, almost take down Sagi, but nice moves from Syndicate. Make sure that his mid laner is safe, or his marksman is going to be safe. Chile on the other side, though, dodges away from damage to Shiba, gets away with that Hourglass.
Yeah, gets away with the Hourglass, and Shiba now. This is going to be a jungler 1v1.
This is strange. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. BJD have been rotating around the map, looking for these small fights, these small skirmishes, and it seems to be working out. The goal difference is actually incredibly marginal from both sides right now. It seems like Berjaya Dragons may have found a strategy that works for them in the second game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, I think, comes down to the Ziggs pick, right? Ziggs permanently stalls out the game. If you're unable to break his turret, he will always sit there and he will always keep throwing bombs as you see a fight in bottom.
Follows Duet, connects first on the same gate with the Vanguard's edge with enough damage, with the healing coming through. Redemption keeps him alive a little bit longer. Noel splashed away, is running for his life, but his back against the wall will go down. The cat goes over on the side. BRU trying to trade back, do manage to find something for the troubles, but it's a 2-for-2 across the board. BRU not able to have the same tempo they had at the start of the game.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where Supporter dropped. He got taken down as well. If not, that might have been an opportunity for BRU to look for a fight. He still has Tide of Wave available to both teams. They don't want to give this up.
Okay, they're going to look for the catch onto Assyria first. Flag and Drag gets a knockup. It confirms some decent damage, but misses out the arrow. That's critical. They don't have enough damage to confirm this. Chile on the side will get taken down. The Dragonlance confirms that kill as Archony is out to claim more. He's now moving on to Sagi with the Flag and Drag barely missing out, but the tidal wave comes in, and Noel chases after all the way through with a Blade Surge and takes down a third on Berjaya Dragons.
Oh no, Shiba playing with fire here, even with that greedy recall at the end of that one. I don't know how he didn't die right there, but the man is just too tanky, and I expect that that's something I'm going to be saying a lot this game as he starts buying up magic resistance. Berjaya Dragons, they're already dealing with a damage problem. Is Asilia is dead. If Asilia can't get stacks and a reset off, who is going to do DPS? Who is going to do AD damage for Berjaya Dragons? No one, and that's exactly what we're starting to see be an issue here already. BRU, they win the fights, they pull ahead to 5,000 gold.
I have to wonder here a little bit as well, Omo, because we're seeing BRU, Buriram United, leap forward, grabbing the Executioner's Calling on Shiva early on, ensuring that they have means to deal with any form of healing. But you take a look at what Noel is doing now. He's starting to scale up, and in a lot of these situations, you're surprised by how long he's lasted. Shiva uses the Dragon Lance early so he won't have an escape, but look at how tanky he is with the Gargoyle Stone Plate. Things end there, but he do commit a couple key ultimates.
They do indeed, but that's completely fine, right? Because BJD, they don't have the means to force the tempo right now. So that means that BRU, they're comfortable and they're happy to just wait, chill, wait for the out CDs to come back up. That's when you go again. And Kinemon, he has the Saruda's Grudge. Look at his cooldown reduction. If you look at his ultimate bar, you can actually see how fast his out is coming back off CD. When he comes back mid, next wave he's going to have his out again, and they just repeat it like clockwork.
That being said though, Chili and Sagi have done a great job of holding control of the lane. Look at that mid lane altitude turret. It's still standing pretty healthy throughout this game, despite the other turrets being broken open. Side lane's definitely
that's Ziggs, man.
Taking a beating, but like you said, that's Ziggs. That's the life that you expect. I'm looking to see the adaptation from Archony. Okay, there we go. He goes for the Hourglass Enchant early on.
Here we go.
Cataclysm, they lock down onto Silicate, trying to take down the Sinja first. They're right in the Crescent Guard, so they confirm the crowd control. Like, little entrance comes in. Chili, he misses out a critical charm, so the damage will continue to pour through as Archony chases after the kill. It's a flag and drag that grabs a double, and they're under the turret, taking down Chili. There's nowhere left to run. Supporter will get away as well. The under turret still chasing after another, but 4 dead on the side of BJD. There's only so much that Cilia can get done.
Oh man, and look at Asilia. He tries to make his way over, but it's way too little, way too late. They don't even want the Dragon. BRU, they're just looking directly to the Baron. Yeah, it's a 10,000 gold lead once again. It's a Baron Nashor for the side of Buriram United, and I think that this means that it's going to be game 2 for BRU as well.
Calling it early, Omo. I mean, this is a game.
Oh, it's not early anymore.
Yeah,
this one looks done with.
Yeah, compared to the first game, which ended at 13 minutes,
exactly.
BJD have held on much better. In fact, shown us moments of brilliance, I would say, throughout this game, being able to get Asilia relatively back into the game. But like you mentioned, at some point, you have to say, it's not okay to just make our Darius full tank. We don't have any more physical damage. Let's take a look back on that fight.
Yeah, we take a look back at that fight. I mean, the fight starts off with an engage on the Syndicate, right? He's really not the one that you want to start a fight on, but the key to this team fight is Noel. He finds Sagi in the background. Sagi doesn't use flash, doesn't even use barrier. I think he just knew he was dead. The moment Irelia gets on top of you, there's nothing you can do. And with their key source of damage gone, with the Ziggs dead from the get-go, there's really nothing BJD can do, and BRU, they just run over them.
Yeah, lacking physical damage, and now lacking magic damage with Sagi. Well, you know, that just means you have no damage. And unfortunately, that's the reality that we're seeing from the Giant Dragons. It does seem like they're trying to get a catch onto Kinemon. He doesn't have the flash to get away, and he will surely go down here, right? Destiny Gates come through. They do manage to get the gold card to trade back onto Chili, but over to the back. Shiba has joined in, and he's making a mess of the back line, but Giant Dragons cannot press the issue. They get hit up by the gold card. They get hit up by the bubble, and Noel joining in, but thank God Edge missed this out. He's still looking for an entry back in. They buy enough time, but the Redemption confirmed their 3rd kill. But that could have been way worse for BJD.
If Noel didn't face plant his flash, everyone is dead here for BJD. But he bangs into the wall with his flash. Doesn't matter, he's still gonna go on Sagi, force the flash away.
Yeah, I don't think he quite cares. Shield Durant will do a decent amount of damage along with the Nexus. Forces away BRU, so they only grab 2 inhibitors here, but that is 2 inhibitors over at 15.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost a 20,000 gold lead here for Berjaya Dragons. I had to do the math in my head because I wasn't sure if it was 2,000 or 20,000 because it just sounds like such an unbelievable amount. It's so... I can't come up with a word for this. My vocabulary does not have a word to describe this. Yeah, like, it's just dominance from Buriram once again.
Yeah. Again, like you mentioned, you know, this is a masterclass in counting up to 3. We don't know.
I don't know how to count to 20.
Yeah. We don't claim to know how to count to 20 or have good words. You know, Mino speak intelligent things. But we can tell you,
Mr. Gamenism.
we're looking to be.
We have to come back to the game.
To get a 3-0.
Very possibly so, but BJD Sagi here, he bought Rod of Ages on Ziggs, and that's always a big question mark for me. He has ROA, he has Morello-Nomicon, and he has Liandry's Torment. Where exactly is your damage coming from, my friend? Morello's doesn't give you damage, Roll-Up makes you tanky, Liandry's has damage, but it's so goal inefficient. You don't have a Death Cap, you don't have Magic Penetration. Who are you trying to kill?
Well, they're looking to try and kill the 3 primary carries of BRU as Kinemon has to flash to the wall, tries to survive, but the damage is coming through as Syndicate's over to the back line, nearly takes them down. Chili Shirley likely to fall as Noel joins in with a Vanguard's edge. Is massive, a double kill. Now looking for a third onto Chili, should be able to find him with the Ignite, and that is BJD falling to pieces, shredded down. Sachini looks for the last, but I don't think they have to worry about this. They're just moving into the base, they're clearing out the creeps. They want to end things here. Syndicate does the best that he can, but Archie takes him down, has his number, and Noel's in the base, breaking it open.
Noel does not care. He just dashes into the base, he goes for the end, and that fight looked good. It's about as good as you can get. Winter Taunted Tree forces Kinemon to flash an unfavorable position, but he dies and it doesn't matter because he's Varus. He just needs to throw his ultimate out. His job is done, and Noel TP's in, cleans house. Once again, a little bit longer. Dominance from
Probably not a great sign to see, but I have to say that it felt like they were very nervous about that. You know, even when you see Isilia playing Darius, opting to play full tank just doesn't seem quite like BJD.
I mean, I'm gonna be very honest with you here, Grandin. The stats of those champions were good, but you have to be considered. BJD are playing in the Malaysia region. There's no other competition besides GigFam.
Well, that's one way to put it, for sure, Omo. We'll see if Berjaya Dragons can elevate our impression of the Malaysian region as picks and bans are already underway. It's Senna, Braum, and Olaf van der Way. Berjaya Dragons removed Ferris, Lee Sin, and Camille. Some issues they've had to deal with, and once again, like you mentioned, Twisted Fate, they had to respond to that.
Yep.
BRU are going to be able to steal that away, in BJD, nothing they can do that.
Yeah, I just love how the Twisted Fate priority is just climbing for BRU. The more games they win with it, the more likely they know BJD will want to snatch it away, and the earlier they pick it. It was 4-5 on red, it was 2-3 on blue, and now they first pick it here on blue. This Twisted Fate pick is gonna be the key to the series, and I think that it's gonna net BRU another win here.
Well, we're looking to see if BRU can match your expectations, grab this third win, as we're starting to see something scary crop up. Renekton banned away that second game, now looking like it might rear its head in the Wild Rift again. It's looking like this is a Rift built for this Renekton. He's been able to make so much happen, play in 1v2, 1v3 situations to great avail, in fact, and pairing that together with what looks like a Varus an alternative Varus. It sounds like some kind of alternative medicine, but it's an alternative Varus. It's Ezreal for BRU.
No, I don't know how you, as BJD, look at the games and say that, you know what, Varus was the problem. It definitely wasn't Twisted Fate, guys. It doesn't make much sense to me, and they just go for an Ezreal. I wouldn't quite agree on the alternative Varus. He doesn't quite have the pressure, but yes, once he gets to mid game, he does the same things as Varus. He stays in mid lane, he pressures you, and he's hard to kill. He does a lot. He pokes you, he pressures you. That's true, but his laning phase is a little bit weaker. They're gonna opt for, I think, maybe this Janna might get locked in. I quite like this answer. You know, it makes your Ezreal stronger. It means that your bot lane compatibility is gonna get a lot higher, and you have the chance to pressure Kai'Sa a little bit more. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Has the Dragon Lane mattered at all this entire series? I don't think so. Kinemon, who's normally the hard carry for BRU, he dies at the start of every fight on Varus, but BRU win anyway, and that's because what matters here is mid and top.
Well, it's an investment, you know, Omo. You can't just put all your monies into one particular stock. You have to diversify. Yeah. That's what it means to have a diverse portfolio, and BRU, they know that. They will go in and play towards the Ezreal. Janna lane supporter has shown keen interest in Janna, especially in the Thai region. You know, being able to pull that out in multiple games, prefers these enchanted type supports as opposed to a lot of the engaged type or Braum, Galio type supports that we've been seeing throughout this series. Berjaya Dragons will wrap things up with the Kha'Zix, still not able to grab the Xin Zhao again. We'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, they need to find something, right? They need to get someone to carry out of any position at all, and this time it's Syndicate's turn to try. What I do really like is the Galio Gragas combo, right? You have a lot of utility, you have a lot of CC, and you have beefy boys to stand in front of you, which I feel like has been something that BJD has been lacking. And now Syndicate on this Kha'Zix, it's a decent matchup into the Xin Zhao. This is his try to carry the game. It's his turn to try his best here.
So maybe Shiba will be able to bring
Look
in
at
that
Buriram.
performance.
We saw quite a looking at them being quite
They're
happy.
having fun.
Yeah, joyful. In fact, as this third game, it's going to be a quite nice one for BRU. Call it an early day, give the spotlight over the Fenway University and innovate in our third series for the night. With that being said, let's take a look back as we round off the picks and bans, the compositions that are available for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, very standard stuff from BRU once again. The only thing that's a little bit oddball will be this Ezreal-Janna combination, but we already kind of answered that, right? Like you said, it's kind of a substitute Varus in a mid game where he just sits mid and pokes you, and the Janna makes it so impossible for the Ezreal to ever die. That means BRU, they have full freedom to just play to the side lanes. I do like the adaptations on BJV's part to put Galio on Chili, to give it to the mid laner, to let him finally try his hand at matching the global pressure here. And we'll have to see what Chili can do. This time around, though, Asilia is going to be on a weak side. Gragas tank atop. He's not going to take any fighting. He doesn't want to get camped once again. So I think Chili might be looking more towards the bot side.
We got to mention, though, we're in the game. This is it. BRU man against
Sorry,
BJV.
I got carried
Yeah,
away.
you were so excited. I couldn't be better to stop you. But this is the masterclass. We're taking a lesson on how to count to 3 for BRU, for Buriram United. As an interesting stuff for BJD to clear out that mid wave and then rotate back down to the Dragon lane.
Yep. Definitely. And I think they just want some leads for the Kai'Sa, right? They need to get some EXP advantages. I'm not sure if Kinemon and Supporter took the Crux there, as is typically the answer, because I was so excited about the team compositions that we were getting. But this time around, though, Noel, seems like he's losing some traits. Maybe tanks were the answer all this time.
Tanks might just be the answer, and it's something I think only true League of Legends draft kind of fans, people that act in those analyst and coach roles, can truly appreciate seeing these team drafts. Only you guys can nerd out and enjoy
it's
it
some
that much.
fine wine picking a tanks in the last game. It's fine wine. I'm a connoisseur of that. Game 5 tank picks.
Aging into a nice match point tank picked up to see how things go on. Things are going to play off as BRU have a different approach to this game. They're going to bring Shiba down to match Syndicate, to put some pressure on this Kha'Zix, not give them a free opportunity early, as Estilla will actually be the one to find the early initiative.
Yeah, exactly. Asilia here doing so much work, but Shiba
flashing, but the whip becomes lightning, and the gold card to connect and claims the kill. It's first blood, the first in the blood for Buriram United.
And that's gonna be BRU once again getting first blood. I mean, Asilia this time around, I don't really think it's that much of his fault. He tried his best here. He did pretty decent trading. Only problem is he walked into Shiba and he headed all the way up until the point that he didn't. But BJD though, pretty nice attempt here to swap sides with the map. They force Kinemon back away, get a little bit of advantage in the Dragon lane. But still though, Noel and Shiba once again shutting down Asilia.
I have to say, it seems like BJD is shaking off some of those nerves, moving around as a unit, being able to rotate and match some of those movements, albeit on the other side, pressuring out Kinemon, forcing away him off the wave. That was a great response, knowing the supporter has been moving around the map, so I really like what we're seeing from Berjaya Dragons so far. Hopefully more of this moving forward, especially since it looks like with Winter being on this Nami, you have a couple of nice ultimates, Tidal Wave, things like that weren't available before. Instead, we're relying on things like the Hero's Entrance, Destiny Endgame, gonna be procced, and that's the body slam to try and build some distance. Hero's Entrance comes through, when it becomes lightning as they dash forward, the Crescent Guard knocks back Chili, and they secure the first kill with the red card, finding nearly enough damage, but he dashes back in, that's the wrong place to be, Win becomes lightning, grabs the second.
Yeah, I think the mentals on the side of BJD are just gone at this point. Archony looking for the gold card. And I have to be honest here, Archony, he's looked good this series, but he's been picking an awful lot of red cards, man. We've learned, 1 to 3, we've learned some vocab. Now we're going to learn how to distinguish your colors as well for Archony, but it doesn't matter, right? We talk about how they need global answers from the side of BJD. The global answers just went to the Baron lane to feed. Like, that's it. I mean, they've tried everything. They've thrown the book out. They've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at the draft. Nothing's working. And at this point, I think BRU, they're happy with how things Syndicate just donates one more. All right.
Yeah, you gotta squash those roaches. We see Noel continue to pressure out. So I don't think they're gonna be able to find much more. This is a conversation I was having with Skimmy prior to the competition starting, talking about bugs and insects, and we mentioned our distaste for cockroaches. I think BRU feels the same, want to squash out the competition early on, and maybe we have to start charging for this masterclass, Omo. Not only do they get to know how to count up to 3, they get to distinguish 3 colors, red, blue, and yellow.
That feels like something chargeable. BRU is going to charge Berjaya Dragons with a risk by grabbing this Rift Herald earlier.
Smooth transition. Yeah, I mean, Chili's trying to capture Archie in the bush here. Oh, okay.
Actually, it's going to be Supporter who's managed to flash away, bought himself enough time. Go-Kart hasn't been able to come through just yet. They finally managed to find Chili, and now dashing in. They grabbed one kill, but it's a trade back as Chili will go down. Supporter is there as well.
Yeah, and it turned out that BJD were not the ones camping, but the ones getting camped after all. The CC chain wasn't there on Supporter. Once he flashes out, gets the Monsoon going, they managed to take down Chili, they pick up the Mountain Dragon. Don't forget, they've already picking up the Rift Herald. Once again, smooth sailing for BRU.
Nice moves from Berjaya Dragon, though, to immediately recognize the Dragon's gone. Let's take a look back on this fight, because this was an interesting start to it. I think the Kaisa got some interesting angles.
Yeah, the Kaisa had an attempt at flying in onto the backline. Oh, actually, he did pick up Supporter. I didn't quite catch that. My play-by-play doing the work here for me. But still, at the end of the day, that means that Buriram United, they get the objectives still. Sagi picks up a constellation prize. Scoreboard's 5-1. It's a little less depressing now. But still, I don't think it makes a difference.
We're kind of sitting at a middle ground here, Omo. Oh my goodness, this is unfair.
Blue
But the
card!
blue card,
Actually.
he still takes the flash away from Asila though, so I guess things work out. You don't have to worry all too much there.
This is Pavlov's card right now, right? He doesn't know what card Archie picks, but because he's there and throwing a card at him, he's just gonna flash away.
Yeah, has to make sure he gets away. Looks like Shiba might be on for a second kill. Then moving into the mid side, Chili's looking low. One more attack confirms it. Shiba claims that one. Still tries to walk back in, but it's a little bit too ambitious, I think. Look at Shiba. He doesn't care. He's on the turret. He's hitting you up. The knockoff of the tornado. One more attack from Supporter will find it. Bellies escapes. And over to the side, Shiba's going to go down. Not enough mana to take this fight on. Supporter follows as well. Shiba buying insane amount of time. A couple more hits. He's really going to make this work. He finds the kill despite it all. Winner. He cannot take him down. Voice Seeker misses out. Shiba, are you kidding me?
Shiba just refuses to die right now. You know, they always say cats have 9 lives, but it seems like dogs do as well. Shiba refusing to die, but Buriram United refusing to lose a single fight. 6-0-2. This is a far cry from Syndicate Sinjao that we saw. Had to build Seraph's Gauge, had to just be full tech. This man has a Triforce. This man is going for damage. He's winning every duel. He has the Jana to buff him up. And Buriram United 9-3, 7,000 gold up at 7 minutes. 1,000 gold for every minute of game time. Looking comfortable once again. I'm running out of words to describe the stomp, and BRU, I think it's just a matter of time now.
Yeah, fair enough. It looks like they definitely
look at this zip.
This women comes high. They engages onto BJD, onto 3, and survives through all that damage. Now Noel, he's in the fine spot. The backup is here. The cavalry is here. Forces Berjaya Dragons back, but it looks like they got baited in to take this fight. The bubble won't come through, and the flash away from Noel cannot dodge away from Chili, who comes back to trade 1-for-1 in his top lane.
But look at mid and bot. Look at the turrets right now. Look at Archie as well as Kinemon. They don't care about this fight. The outcome does not matter to them.
And they take down Shiba. They do manage to find this, and now looking for Supporter as well. The flash away doesn't save him from the claws. And like you mentioned, the bottom side, the mid side being broken open. BJD late to respond.
Yeah, this is just Buriram United just doing everything right now. They lose the fight, but it doesn't matter. And in all honesty, they didn't need to take the fight as well. It was purely a flex fight. They went for it because they felt strong. They thought they could do it. And like I said, right, the outcome of the fight really doesn't matter. You win, you lose, you get 2 turrets. So why do you care?
Yeah, still being able to find a decent amount. That fight was really just I don't even want to call it a distraction. Like you mentioned, it's just something they wanted to go for because it kind of seemed like they felt like it. I have to mention this. Oh, Shiba's becoming so incredibly powerful. Now with the Seraph's Gauge and the Triforce, despite not having Gargoyles, I think once he has that, it's actually unkillable to BJD.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Sterix is the big difference maker here, right? Every time we see him dash in, he gets a bit chunked out. He falls so low. With Sterix, that's not going to happen anymore.
It's a nice attempt by BJD to take down Noel, but it's not going to quite happen. Inferno Drake spawning up in a couple of seconds. Noel, he's right by the side.
He
tries to
wants
cash
more.
in. That was a cheeky little move there. Could have maybe waited for his Ezreal to find that shot. Kinemon had the Trusha Barrage.
Yeah, Kinemon tried to help his Baron laner out here. Doesn't quite matter. So we see a bit of a fight.
I wonder how this one's going to turn out. Tidal Wave does get a good engage off, but it's going to be Shiba the charge as Buriram United see Noel coming in with a flank angle. They find the first is here. Surely takes down Winner and over into the mid lane. They continue on the aggression, flashing forward from Shiba. They finally take down Syndicate, moving on to Chili, who's expended everything that top lane. He goes down as well. The fight continues on the side as Archie surely is going to take down Chili here. There's not much you can do. You buy some time going golden, but that's about it. BRQ find the 4 and take a beautiful fight in this mid game.
Just destruction right now. Noel comes in from the back. He just stretched through the members of Berjaya Dragons, slices and dices. BRU, they might be looking for an end angle right now. It's gonna be hard, but they're gonna get at least 2 inhibitors.
Yeah, definitely scratch paper thin, so it's a little bit too difficult. Actually, dancing with death, dodges away from a decent amount of damage, but will get caught by the explosive pass. A consolation prize for PJD, but honestly, look at that bottom side turret. Things are not too good for them. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
What's gonna happen here? Again, he sees this, the tidal wave comes through, it's gonna be the engage, led by Azilla. They try and lead on, but Shiba, all his cooldowns are back up. You can't take him down. He doesn't want to die, and the Aqua Prison only does so much. But the fight split up between both ends of BJD. The leading charge back on Shiba's gonna get caught. It's gonna be Kinemon that might go down to Chili. The Aqua Prison won't be able to do much more, and those ghosts nearly spotted out BRU and nearly took them down.
Soon to heal up.
Going
back in.
You're kidding me.
This
No,
fight's
this
not
is
over.
it. This is not it. They can't look for this. You're kidding me. They don't want to go for this. BRU, they've had enough. They're just going to get this dragon. They want to reset. This is a bit too much even for them.
Syndicate gets caught. That's gonna be the dragon. They might pick up the jungle, and that means Baron. That means Baron is on the cards now. Once they reset, they can't go for Baron Nashor. I think this is it. I think this is gonna be. I know I've said that like 30 times today, but this is gonna be BRU killing the jungler, resetting, and I think Baron is in the cards. But they spent a bit too long taking the blue buff here.
What's happened to Syndicate? Syndicate died off the Archony on the side there, right?
Yeah,
and,
he potted in on top of Syndicate's head.
Yeah. So losing the jungler there, like you mentioned, was a Baron window, but I think with how long BRU
Blue buff
had
over
not...
Baron. You know how it is.
they haven't recalled in so long. They could need some time to do some shopping. Yeah.
Once again, the 3 core items of Twisted Fate coming out for Archony. He's been getting these at ridiculous timings, and look at Shiba.
This is ridiculous.
That's it.
As well. Equally ridiculous, if not more. Shiba has been a menace to BJD. Now they're on to Chili, who's once and time again trying to match up to BRU and been caught off in the process. That's the gold card. When it becomes lightning, gives them the information and intel. Might be able to lead the charge back in, but Shiba will kite by the side. Nope, nice QSS, dodges away from the gold card. Perfect timing from that. As does my Shiba, Sagi trying his best to fight back, but the Monsoon repositions the fight. They take down a second and nearly take down Syndicate for the last time this game, but that's a huge win angle.
For the last time this game, for the last time this series, that's gonna be damn.
I don't think the tidal wave is gonna save them. They flash in, they just want this last kill. Panda stats, BRU! That's all you need to know. Count to 3, they get this series win.
Count to 3 indeed. Fantastic stuff from BRU.